Yes, and I'm bringing up Firebot as well. Yes, we are live. We just went live on Twitch anyway. Oh. All right. That's again on YouTube. I'm gonna have to probably update the title there, which is fine.
Stickbear 2017 Twitch test.
That worked. I don't have VTube up yet. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. Oh, I know how to fix this. Stream channels. This is how we're gonna do this. Because I don't have
Jacobo_captain followed you.
Thank you for following. We are still ironing some difficulties out just a little bit, some technical things. We are starting early, but hopefully you'll stick around. Oops. Wow. Okay, well, let me put the YouTube link there. Yeah, I'm working. I'm doing it right now. Okay, that should do it. It should have. I I updated it through freaking. See, I'm still. No, this is why we don't.
Jesse up 123. Yo, all what is happening?
So we are going to be at 7:30 starting a.
Hey, Jesse. Welcome in.
Jesse up 123. What is being eaten?
Nothing.
Jesse up 123. Okay, thought you guys were having dinner or something.
No, we're not.
Jesse up 123. And BTW, how is the weather over there?
Not yet. We're just getting ready. Taking our time to get everything sorted out before we're ready. It's gonna be cold this weekend, that's for sure. Amazon, what's the weather right now?
Currently, in Knoxville, it's 49 degrees Fahrenheit with rain. Tonight, you can expect showers with a low of 37 degrees. By the way, you have 3 new notifications. You want to hear them?
Not right now. Jesse, could you type something in the chat? I'm not talking to you, device.
Jesse up 123. Hello there, testing 1,2,3.
Let me close that. I need to go open. Yeah. Yeah, this is why we started earlier, so that we could.
Jesse up 123. So I found out through my nephew that my niece took some DJ classes and she is going to try to teach me how to use my controller.
Very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Where did, wait a second. Hold on. Yeah, you're not going to hear NVDA yet for some reason, and even though you technically should at this point.
Jesse up 123. I will be right back, going to brush my teeth.
Okay. Oh. Oh, did I just...
Yes.
Yes. There's going to be.
Entering chat. At Spopplestone24. Test. At Spopplestone24. Testing 1 2 3. At Spopplestone24. Ahem. Third time's a charm. YouTube test.
Alright, so that should be working, but I am not hearing it when I...
I heard it.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Yep. Apparently.
Okay, so that's working. NVDA is not. All right, there we go. So that's live. Hopefully I fixed that. Okay, that's not good. This is why we start this stuff early.
How are you? I mean, I'm hearing it everybody twice, but you're hearing 3 times. So am I.
The Ops 30. Add from capture button. Enter. Group addict. OK. Cancel button. OK. But Ops 32.0.4. Profile. Untitled scenes. F light.
Oh, you heard NVDA?
Now we do.
V2 proceed. V2 downloads. File. Zoom meeting. Road. Twitch. Mastodon. Node 12.
Okay,
This is
now
only a
I'm
test. Use
going
12. Visit.
to
Main landmark.
refresh
Complimentary
this
landmark. It's time
page.
for our Q&A for flight streaming. HTTP. Applicable main landmark. Alert. Play button. Channel watermark. Graphic button. Play button.
All right.
Channel watermark. Pause. K button. K. Clickable mute. M button. M. A mute keyboard shortcut. M.
I've killed YouTube. I'm going
Desktop.
to
Group. New tab.
go
Google Chrome
over
window.
here.
New tab. Group. Not the IT until select. Dot until T unselect T. Desktop. With TV Vol 4 Life 80. T selected. Twitch.
I'm going to go over here
Clickable
on
main landmark. Main content region. Vol 4 Life 8657 heading. No next heading. Button collapse. More op tab selected. Tab about. No next heading. Vol 4 Life 86 out of region. Complimentary landmark. Left follow channels. Group button unavailable. Collapse graphic. Visit opens dialog. Link. Pause together. Pause together. Game. Welcome to the chat room.
All right, that should take care of that.
Main landmark. Clear. Out of region. Clickable light column chat settings. Turn on shield mode button. Bits and points. Style emote ticker button.
Okay, that's
12.
going
It's
to
time for our
drive.
Q&A for flight streaming. HTTPS. The Ops 32.0.4
That's
profile.
gonna drive
Untitled scenes. F lights.
everybody
Ops 32.0
crazy.
rainy day. It's been a crazy day. I saw the foot doctor. 7:27 p.m. Post dash 0 of 5,000 visit public. Text edit multi-line alt text blank. Guys we blank. HTTP Twitch TV pause the jet for command YouTube. HTTPS pause together game. FMC FX column 5 FMC config general chat line FMC configuration for PX column 5 FMC everything column FMC post dash 200 X FMC general chat Zoom workplace column 2 11 to 14 blank forward alt
Oh, he's going to break
message
it.
composition toolbar message pause together game and edit chat messages history list pause together reply button
Jesse at
add react more drop down
123.
button menu
Sweet
forward copy
guys,
message link
I
copy.
am back.
Zoom workplace window post dash 200 for post pause together game in presence Wednesday. This slide is a chance to see all flight sim questions. Welcome to HTTP Twitch TV all flight sim questions. Welcome Twitch pause together game. Zoom workplace window. Chat messages history list. Start window. Search box edit blank. WhatsApp data. WhatsApp data unknown. Chat list table.
Now,
MVP 6:34 p.m.
Jesse at 123. Wait, a Q&A for Vol so we get to ask him a bunch of questions?
That's what we're doing is we are
Dialog. Type a message edit as autocomplete mode. Zoom ops 32 9. Pause together 12. It's time for our V2 column 2 12. It's 12 button M on mute keyboard shortcut M. Frame clickable chat section multi-line editable. What's Zoom word ops 32.09. Pause together gaming Twitch Google Chrome row 2 column 1 5 of 14. 9. Pause together gaming Twitch Google Chrome with 12 WhatsApp Zoom ops 32.0 V2 column 2 C V2 exit downloads file explorer column 4 8 of 14. Download 9. Pause Xro FMC
Jesse at 123. Cool. Can you tell me about life, the universe, and everything then? Jesse at
No,
123. LOL.
that is not part of this chat, buddy.
Post text edit focus tab. HTTPS www.youtube.com watch VHLGJP1W. Skip the home timeline button. FMC general chat line gaming club. Dit Firebot V5 general HTTP Twitch TV pause. X window 1 home X document. 9 pause together gaming Twitch Google Chrome 12 it's WhatsApp data column for Zoom workplace WhatsApp spelling error pause together gaming presence Wednesday this finish all flight sim question HTTPS double out of edit send edited message button. Content info landmark. Type to Andy. Edit as
Nightbit,
autocomplete.
hello.
Image attach menu.
Thank
Save
you all
on
for
red
tuning
section.
into the
Andy,
stream.
give me until 7
As a
7:45,
reminder, don't
7:29
forget
for
to
more
turn in your
content
Blitz
images.
points
GIF
for
attach menu.
excellent
Under links
rewards.
to images. Type to Andy.
The Blitz
Attach.
points can be viewed at the bottom of the chat panel.
Rainy day. Fast SMS
Jesse
looks like
at
a good update. Voice filter.
123.
Shannon, Jared,
There is
Zero,
another
Pause together,
update
gaming
for
credits, 20 minutes.
fast.sm.
Okay, I have boosted, I have posted, I have waited. Now we just
7:30
wait
p.m.
for people to come. Poor Andy's not going to be able to make it till 7:45. So, and there's only the three of us here, so that will just give people a chance to get here. And I have announced. Is Zoom being captured at this point? I have no freaking idea. Is Zoom being captured? He wants to know.
9. Pause together. Gaming 9.
Actually, I
Back button
can.
press. Chrome button collapse. Back reload home. Views address.
Camaro
Ask
97.
There Chrome. Back
Hi.
reload home. Views address. Ask bookmark.
Jesse at
Camaro,
123.
welcome in.
I don't hear Zoom, I think.
Views address. Ask bookmark. Extend tabs. Control your news. Barrel button. Chrome button. Back reload home. Views
You
address.
want
Ask
me to
book.
put
Tab search.
Zoom
Pin button.
on?
9. Pause together. Gaming. Push button. Emote picker. Right column. Complimentary landmark. Stream chat. Complimentary.
Yeah, we're gonna yank Andy into the meeting, love. That's okay.
Yeah, we can do the meeting.
Okay.
Jesse
Yeah,
at
back
123.
100.
I hear the
Oh,
lovely
yeah,
screen
that's
reader.
Yeah, do I want to stay? Like, nothing against Andy. It's just, it'll be a like extra for me to be listening to. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, it's fine. If
Okay.
if it gets to be too many all the things, then I will just poof.
Okay. If you have to poop, I completely understand. Once he is here, Camaro, what we're going to be doing once Andy gets here
Emote picker
is
dialog. Search and
I'm
search for
going to
emotes
put
blank.
him in the Zoom meeting that myself and the Bear of Sticks are in, and he is going to help facilitating and answering questions that you guys might have. I'm hoping that more people come to this, or this is going to be a really short Q&A. I have posted, I have boosted I have tooted my own horn. Actually, it's our horn, love, technically, because I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about our channel. So,
Rainy day. Fast SMS looks like a good update. Do I have to download the zip? FMC configuration for PMD. Firebot V5 point Twitch. Mastodon notification. Zoom meeting column 1 8 of 11. C V2 X64. File Explorer
we're
02.
not
C
going to
V2
start
run main window X.
recording yet.
9. Pause together.
I'm hoping that somebody will come on the YouTube side. I don't mind you guys on Twitch, but I have the chat open for people who come on the YouTube side as well. So
It's mostly about we're staying on topic tonight because
Yeah.
this is a Q&A situation where he's going to show people how we do this in real time, let people ask questions about the process and everything like that.
exactly, and I will record once Andy is here and once we decide we're going to get started. And if that is all that is here, then this will be a very short Q&A. That does not mean that Stick Bear or anybody else cannot ask questions if they have any.
Rainy day. Fast SMS looks like a good update. Do I have to download the zip file?
I don't know if it'll let you do that. Stick Bear, you may have some questions because you are using older software, and you may have some questions in regards to TFM in particular. Right. So you may have lots of You're coming from freaking Prepar 5 and maybe even 4 and that old TF. Yeah, I use 4 primarily too. So you know what? You may have lots of questions, which is totally fine.
7:34 p.m.
It is 7:34 at present. We're hoping that.
Notifications.
Jesse at 123. Just boosted the post.
Yep, thank you for that, Jesse. Greatly appreciated.
Munchkin Bear, Mastodon, Stick Bear, Me.
Munchkin Bear
9. Pause
boosted
together.
it.
Gaming. Twitch. Google Chrome. Snap. Bottom half. 9. Pause together. Snap. Mariah L. Dragonsko space. Edited a post. Okay, my southern friends. I understand it's about to potentially snow a lot, but that does not mean we need to act. Alison Melloy, Technic Counselor, Cannondable Social. Favorited your post. Home. 2 of 864.
Jesse at
Rainy day. Gaming with yours.
123.
That's pretty much
This
all I
client is cool.
Yes, I do love the. I do too, Stick Bear. I do love the fluidity of Fast FM. I really, really do. Let me get the Zoom.
9. WhatsApp beta 12. It's Zoom workplace row. Ops 30. V2 column 3. Zoom meeting row 3. Zoom participant. Mute button.
Well, there's generally.
More options for invite. All die. Mute all. All more options to manage all participants. Drop.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, both links are there.
Participants. Pop out button.
Plus, yeah, we did all that in Twitch, and
Close button. Participant list. Use arrow key to navigate list.
Theparmesian 50 followed you.
hey, the Permission. Thank you for the follow.
More options for invite. All die. Mute all them. More options to manage all participants. Free pop out button. Show me view menu button. Speaker video content. Shane Popples. Mute. Currently unmuted. All day button. Audio settings menu. But start my video. Video setting. Press CTR. More options for participants. Open chat panel. More options for react. CTR. More options for react. Share. All this button. Share option menu. But host tools menu button. Open AI companion panel. Close.
No,
CTRL shift
on
button.
Twitch.
Meeting info. Open meeting info. More meeting controls menu button. End. Alt Q button. More press CTRL shift. Open AI host tools menu. Share. All this button. Share option menu button. Menu. One participant. Multiple participants. Host tools menu button. Menu. Lock meeting. Hide profile. Allow all parts. Chat checked. Rename themselves. Unmute themselves. Start video. Open AI companion. Meeting info. Open meeting info panel. But meeting info. Press tab. View meeting ID.
Theparmesian 50. Parmesan but with the name Sean LOL. Happens all the time.
Loading alert.
Hello.
Welcome, sir.
Hide join info button. Meeting security button. Meeting to take clickable copy. Meeting ID clickable copy. Hide join meeting security button. View menu button. Speaker video rent video content speaker view meeting details document button. Hide join info. Button hide join info button. I 373,000 participant. I barrel bowls. Host. Clickable copy. HTTPS /02 invite link. HT clickable copy. Alert copy success. Copy to.
Okay, that's.
Hide join info. Click meeting I barrel bowls. Close button. Collapse
Close
meeting info
that
panel now.
Window.
9. WhatsApp beta column for the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
7:37 p. Blank. Attach menu. But Andy B give me until 700. You pause. Andy B give me until 7:45. 7:29 p.m. You sounds good. 7:30 p. Andy B voice message duration 0. Play voice message. Pause voice message. Content info landmark. Type to Andy B as E. HTTPS /02 web zoom j 8 billion.
Okay, I've given Andy the Zoom link.
7:37 p.m.
Stickbear 2017. Welcome new followers.
Absolutely. We're glad to have more new followers. The more the merrier is what I say. And in case you all miss things due to ads or anything like that, there will be a recording of this. The live stream itself with all of the preamble and technical what have yous will also be available on YouTube. I will be archiving this with a much cleaner version. When we get started.
Theparmesian 50. Yay.
So I will go ahead and lay out a little bit of ground rules for this. This is a Q&A. So let's try to keep things on topic. We can talk about Zoom's not route. It was working just a minute ago. Is it not working? Did I not fix
Zoom
it?
WhatsApp beta column 1 of 10.
Let's try to keep
Zoom meeting column 2 of 10.
Let's
WhatsApp
try to
FMC
keep
config Firefox
things
V5
on
Twitch
topic.
Mastodon V2 Ops 30 Zoom workplace column 2 Zoom workplace window.
and that includes
WhatsApp beta row 1
flight
column 2 of 10.
simulation, TFM, which can be very broad topics. You can talk about add-ons that we support, the planes that TFM supports, but let's not go outside of
Orinx
TFM
1.
and what
Hi
it
all.
supports. Hello, Orinx, welcome.
Zoom meeting WhatsApp beta voice message Zoom meeting call 9 pop 12 it's Ops 32.0 Ops scene transition audio sources scenes with flight simulator 2
Welcome in.
flight new TFM Zoom audio
Hang on, let me
properties
fix Zoom.
Ops 30 cancel default group combo box capture audio sessions from a list Zoom X not selected combo group default cancel OK button Ops 30
Can somebody let me know if Zoom is working?
FMC configuration for PF Firefox V5 point Twitch Mastodon V2 column 1 Twitch Mastodon notifications Twitch personal profile personal Ops 32.0.4 profile WhatsApp Zoom meeting column 4
Y'all
of
hear
9
Zoom?
9 pause
No.
together gaming Twitch Google Chrome
No.
Zoom WhatsApp beta column 2 of 9
Alright.
Zoom meeting 9 12 V2 Firefox FMC Ops 32.0 WhatsApp Ops 32.0 Zoom audio
I'm about
confirm
to.
Ops 30 add source application audio output capture application audio capture beta application audio output capture Ops for create new radio button check edit selected application Make so OK button enter.
Yes, I'm going to do it that
Sources
way.
window list CFM not selected. Sources window list CFM not selected. Web ops 32 op cancel button enter. Defaults grouping. Combo box explore. Combo box edge game. Combo box firebox. Combo box notepad. Combo box run main win. Combo box run main win. Combo box edge X. Combo box chrome X. Combo box zoom X. Zoom meeting collapse down. Grouping. Default cancel OK button enter. Ops 32 point.
Now that
WhatsApp data Zoom workplace. Zoom meeting column 9. Pause together.
All
Gaming
right,
switch.
well,
Google.
does it? Let's see.
should do it. Hopefully it does it.
Yes, it does.
All
right, we're good.
Too much.
Josh
Yeah!
underscore skiing. Hi. Jesse at
Hey.
123. Oh, now we hear
Amazing. All right,
Barrow
I'm gonna stop hearing myself. There we go.
Farmesian 50. We have
All
audio.
right.
Ops
Hang on, let me
32.0.4 sources window.
mute that. You're okay keeping it on YouTube because I can't. My VTube is being a VFail.
Yeah, that's fine. And I can't really take it off of YouTube because I'd have to end the stream and reset it, and I really don't want to do that.
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I was trying to keep up with YouTube, but it's being a.
Well, no one's put any chats in that side, but that's fine. I did it in case people joined in on that side, but that is
That's the
totally
thing.
okay. We are still
7:41 p.m.
Get.
waiting on the developer. It is 4 minutes till he is supposed to arrive. So he
Are you gonna
is not-
triple or three? Are you gonna triple or 3-7?
We're gonna. I would rather stick to the 37.
That makes sense.
It is,
And-
and we will talk about.
We'll talk about all of that as
We'll
we
talk
go.
about all of that as we go.
Sorry, just a.
He muted himself, and now he's back.
Yep.
I also want to point out to people we will not be using, if we do a flight tonight, we will not be using ATC. That is not required to get started with this hobby. We'll talk about requirements. We'll talk about costs. We'll talk about a lot of this stuff most of us know already, but in case there are people who listen later, we're going to cover everything.
I'd like to remind those of you who are watching on Twitch, thank you for the follow. Every follow means a lot to the entire team. But we do, if you have the ability and would like to support us in more of a tangible way, you're more than welcome to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button there on your screen, and you can subscribe as either tier 1, 2, or 3. Every subscription counts, even the follows count. But if you have a more, if you're able to support us tangibly with a subscription, that subscription would be much appreciated.
And-
that gives you ad-free viewing
And more Blitz points.
and more Blitz points as well. You get more Blitz points.
We've added a new reward to the Blitz points queue, actually.
Hey, can I hit the button and then you give them back to me?
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah. Go
Can I
ahead
hit the
and-
button for
yeah,
fun?
You can, go ahead and hit the button. I got to show this off.
All right, hold
Just
on. Let
hoping
me.
it works. I tested
Oh.
it yesterday.
Oh, do you need me to give you your points
Oh.
back?
Yeah, he wants you to
No,
give his points back.
do you need your points back?
Mine?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and no, I mean go ahead and give me those if it actually.
There, I will take my bonus first. Thank you.
You hit your bonus. Hit the claim bonus button near the bottom of the window. Going control end and then hitting Shift B will be the fastest way to find it. If you're on the web
I
page.
also need to clear these hostile takeovers.
Yeah, we had some
Oh,
good
and
hostile.
Sim swap.
Yeah, we had some good ones.
No, I'm not going to reject all. I'm going to complete all. Thank
What's
you.
it?
It is called Custom Airline.
Oh.
I wouldn't have called it that, but you made the thing.
I mean, I can always rename it. We can always rename it later. That's.
Year 2017, you are now free to select your destination.
Hey, that sound isn't supposed to play, and it didn't do that on the test either. What the crap?
And custom is misspelled.
I'm sorry.
And I would have capitalized there.
I didn't hear the sound because I didn't have it unmuted.
What you
I
are
didn't have it
supposed
muted either.
what you are supposed to hear is not the hostile takeover sound. I gotta figure out why it's doing that. Because that is not supposed to play. What you are supposed to hear is the little seatbelt chime and the message that says you are now free to choose your destination. So I have to figure out why that is a thing. It's a fairly inexpensive reward. It's right up
Did you tell it to skip the queue? Because it's not my queue.
I don't think so.
Jesse up 123. I heard it both. Nightbot,
Yeah,
hello.
you're not supposed to
Thank
hear
you all
both.
for
I
tuning
have to
into the
fix
stream.
that, and
As
it
a
didn't do
reminder,
it
don't
during the
forget to
test,
turn in your
so-
Blitz points for excellent rewards. The Blitz points can be viewed at the bottom of the chat panel.
If it'll show.
Camaro 97, I heard the destination message.
You told it to skip the queue, love.
Oh God.
Well, he's out those 300 Blitz points.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get those back. I'm sorry. Don't redeem that yet, folks. I will fix the. I thought I didn't check that checkbox, but I'll have to go and fix it so that it doesn't skip the queue.
Josh _ skiing, I heard some kind of warning.
So.
You also need to set it so that it requires people to put in a message. So that.
Yeah, I'll fix. I don't know if I can do that on Firebot or if I can do that on.
You can do that on Fireball.
Okay, then I will fix that.
I'm pretty sure. And if not, now that you've made it, you can always go and edit it.
Yeah,
Denrick
also edit on
_
Twitch.
Joshua followed you.
Thank you for the follow.
Denrick
Greatly
_
appreciated.
Joshua. Bro, this is the first time I made it to your stream and this is so worth it TBH.
7:46
Would
PM.
love to be your friend and a supportive
14
fans.
Pro in waiting room alert.
If you are
14
down
Pro
to
enter
it, add
waiting room
kindly
alert.
add me on Discord username backhand
Pause,
index
pause,
pointing right
32.0.4,
virtual at
pause,
01.
Pause, WhatsApp beta, Zoom workplace column, Zoom meeting row 2 column 1 5 of 9, Zoom meeting window, Zoom
All right, let's. Andy is here.
meeting security, view menu button. Collapsed,
Hey, that's not supposed
participant,
to.
collapsed, joined, free, if 14 Pro, press space to admit selected, admit button. If participants, free,
He must.
barrel pose, host, me, computer audio unmuted.
He must be in his.
If 14 Pro has left the waiting room for this meeting alert.
All right, he is here.
Ops 32, 9,
All
Ops
right,
32, Ops 30,
everybody, he is here.
7:46 PM, audio, scene, duration, skip, can start recording button,
I'm gonna hit the recording, and we will officially get underway.
start recording.
Is this live?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
this
live.
is. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Q&A. At least that's officially what we're doing, where we discuss all things TFM and flight simulation. I am Vol for Life 8657.
I'm Coziest Koala 306.
Along with us is the Bear of Sticks and our special guest on this stream, Mr. Andy Borka,
Hello.
who is the lead developer for TFM, but we are Pause Together Gaming. And the goal here tonight is to get people who, either veterans of flight simming who are here or who have not flown in a while, or people who are new into the hobby. So I will just say let's keep it on topic to flight simulation and TFM questions. And if anybody has any questions, including, again, people who have flown, feel free to ask. Mr. Borka is here to explain things if he wishes to. If he has anything to say.
Wish. Don't mind me as I dig through my freezer.
He is digging through his freezer at present. Is there anything that you would like to explain to people who maybe have been using an older version?
Roderberg 69. Wow, glad I made it.
Hey, welcome, Roderberg 69. Perhaps an older version of TFM, or who have never flown with. Like, what is this? What is this piece of software? What does it do? And why should people use it over other solutions at this time?
Well, first things first. So TFM is Talking Flight Monitor. It is an accessibility add-on that allows people to be amongst their sighted peers in the flight simming world without too many deficiencies, really. And we can get into the deficiencies a little bit later if you want, or if you want to do it now, we can do it now. But suffice it to say, that's basically what it is a way for people that blind, visually impaired, print disabled to flight sim along with their sighted or non-print disabled peers.
So some of us may have listened to the amazing tutorials
Oh,
that
hi.
Wolf for Life has put together. Hey, Tandy. May have listened to the amazing tutorials that the Wolf for Life has put together. And let's just say all you want to get and all you have the money for is, say you've got MSFS 20, I'm going to say 2024, TFM, and the Navigraph stuff that's required.
Yeah.
Can you successfully complete a flight from cold and dark to landing with just those pieces of software? Oh, and of course the PMDG planes. We can't forget the planes.
Yeah, you cannot forget the planes. Yes, you can. Actually, yes, you can.
Okay, so because that comes from like, I've heard questions raised that full support for 2024 isn't there. Is that true?
Okay, repeat the question.
I've heard rumors that Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 isn't fully supported. There's apparently some issues with that. Is that still the case?
There is, yes. And it's one of the deficiencies in TFM at this point. So the main deficiency at this point is Make Runways, which is the tool that everyone is used to if they're in flight simming.
I love that thing.
Is deprecated now. And because the person who developed it had retired and open sourced it to anyone who ever wants to use it, he did not make it compatible with 2024 because there are some things that you have to do if you want to extract scenery into a airport's type of database that are drastically different than what you would do in 2020. But suffice it to say, there is a workaround until we get that part working, and that is if you have 2020, you build the airport's database for 2020, and then you can use it in 2024 successfully.
All right. So basically, what you're saying is, because I know 2024 is significantly less of a space hog. No offense, than 2020. If somebody only has 2024, they cannot fly. Is that correct?
They probably can, but it's not going to be as pleasurable or as desirable as if you were to have 2020 or have both of them at the same time, because you won't have the airport's bad database. You won't be able to tell where you're at on the ground. You won't be able to tell TFM where your destination runway is, so you can get ILS readouts.
That makes perfect sense. Now, I am a person, I flew for years up until just after COVID. I flew with Prepar 3D versions 4 and 5. So let's say I'm wanting to get back into flight simulation, in today's flight sim world. What can I expect will have changed between the days of me flying with P3D and FSFS and MSFS 2020 and Talking Flight Monitor?
So there's a drastic difference. So first of all, we don't support P3D anymore. I just want to put that out there for those who might want to get back into 2020 or who might want to get back into P3D. We don't support it anymore. So given that, with current release TFM and 2020/2024, there's a drastic difference because we spent the past 2 years-ish or so rewriting TFM from the ground up. It is
At Rooktelin
nowhere near the same
3141.
as what
Hi.
it used to be. That's what I can say. It's a lot better. It's a lot more stable. It's a lot more user-friendly, especially for those who might not have any idea what they're doing, or for those who may say, well, I know what I would be doing, but I need a refresher. Things are a lot more discoverable with main menus and main window. Things are more stable. You can have more than one TFM window open at a time. The airport's database wizard that we did actually integrates the old Make Runways into it, so you aren't required to interact with Make Runways anymore. Just interact with TFM and you're good to go. Yeah, it's got a new, because it's now paid subscription. It's got a new licensing model. It has auto updates where it will auto check for updates and prompt you to download it if you want to. Um, if you, on the auto update thing, if you press the download button, it will actually download the new update itself. It will not just forward you to a website where you have to download it yourself. Yeah, so those are the drastic differences.
1 second before you ask your next question. Rook, I did hear your message, and I do want to say welcome in. And we are in our Q&A with Andy, who is here. So if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat, and we will answer them.
I have a list of questions because I'm taking these questions from a list of questions I've developed that I've had from users and myself. So I'm not trying to take over the stream. These questions have been. I have built these questions up over.
Because he's one of our moderators, and so he's here when a lot
Yeah,
of
they're long-standing questions that no one's been able to answer at this point.
So let's take the next question. So let's take it from the point of view. I personally like to keep installers around because if something ever goes wrong and I need to reinstall.
Yeah.
If you update, let's say you hit update and you're like, okay, now I want to keep the next installer. Do you simply go to your license email and grab the link and can you still download the installer from somewhere?
So yes, if you go to talkingflightmonitor.com/official-download, it will always be there. The release notes will always be there. It will be the most recent edition. So if you happen to lose your installer or for whatever reason you just don't like auto updaters, you'd rather use the web download, it's always there. And one thing that we're doing now that we have not done in the past, and that is release notes. And on that page, official-download, you'll see you can download Talking Flight Monitor, whatever the current version is. You can also read and it's got a link that says release notes. So if you go to that, you can look at the whole entire release notes transaction log for version 6.
Let's talk about those of us who may have multiple computers or who decide, let's say we're in a situation where we don't have the internet. Sometimes that happens. You're in a position where you want to fly, you're going to fly completely offline, and you don't have internet right now for whatever reason. Will Talking Flight Monitor still run and be usable without the internet if you have that for whatever reason?
That's a very good question.
All right, so it's a two-part question. What happens if we have multiple computers? So we'll take that part first. The new version of TFM has a licensing model that says you are allowed to have it installed and activated on up to 3 different devices at a time. Now, the second part of the
At Rooktalon 3141. So, what planes are currently supported / I heard rumors of Airbus and all that.
The second part of the question is what happens if you have no internet? So at this point, TFM gives you a 24-hour grace period from the time it detects no internet activity to the time it prompts you that you have to be online before you can use it again. So it's good for those who have periodic outages and things like that. Their internet goes down for some weird reason. Then TFM will actually work without an internet connection for up to 24 hours.
Now, is that 24 hours? Like, say you do a 2-hour flight, you shut everything down, and let's just say, I'm just gonna pick on, say I'm away from home, and I don't want to connect to hotel Wi-Fi because we all know hotel Wi-Fi sucks. In some occasions. So say you're away for a week and you're like, okay, I'm going to fly a 2-hour flight, then shut everything down. And then a couple days later, which would be over 24 hours real time, I want to fire up and fly another flight. Will that 24 hours continue? Or
at
will
Seymour
I
at
be told
1861.
I can't use
What
this
about
until
if you are
get on
brand
the internet?
new? What do
So
I get and
you-
where do I start?
so what
Obviously
it does
TFM and
is
some version of
first time that
MSFS
it
from
cannot
download to
detect
learning to fly.
access to the server for whatever reason. it will start the 24-hour period. That 24-hour period runs even if TFM is shut down. So if you do an offline flight at a hotel and then come back 3 days later, it's going to tell you need to activate, you need to get a reauthorization key, which means that you are required to be online.
Okay, so let's...
hold on one second,
Sorry.
Stick Bear. We have a couple of questions coming in. The first one was from Rook Talon, and he wants to know what planes TFM officially supports at this time.
Where did he send that? I didn't see that.
YouTube. It was on the YouTube.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not watching.
Okay. Yeah. Neither am I. Okay. So what planes are officially supported? So all variants of the 77 and all variants of the 37 for 2020, and all variants that are available for the 77 and the 37 in 2024.
I'd like to clarify as well, feel free to tell me I'm wrong, that is the PMDG aircraft, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because someone's going to go, I have a 737 from insert manufacturer. Can I use that? And the answer is no.
Yeah, no. It's PMDG only at this point.
So the other question that came in from one of our viewers was, what exactly do I need to do to get started? Where do I find resources to download?
Roderberg69, will this be going on YouTube?
Yes.
And
Roderberg.
Yes, Roderberg. It will be going on YouTube.
So where do you find the resources to start with TFM and get the simulator?
The simulator, the software, they are brand new.
Yes. So First Officer itself, which is not developed by me or PMDG, you would have to go to, I don't remember what the website is. I just go in and type for download First Officer into Google and it brings it up. What is it? First Officer Flight Sim Innovations.com. I don't.
Yeah, it's some long URL that makes my brain hurt.
Yeah, it makes me tongue tied.
And I do want to clarify for you all. First Officer is not a requirement to fly.
It is not a mandated requirement at this point. No.
Let's talk, and just to be really clear, let's talk extremely newbie. What are the let's clarify the question. What are the mandated? You must have these, or you ain't flying.
FlightSimFirstOfficer.com.
Thank
All
you.
right.
What are the mandated? You must have these to fly.
No optionals, no nothing. Just the flat out minimum required. You would need to have. You would need to have Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024, preferably both at this time. You would need to have TFM, and you would need to have one or all of the PMDG airplanes. And FSU IPC, you would need to have that too. That should be it.
Now, Talking Flight Monitor does require additional, is it 1 or 2 subscriptions? I forget.
It's 1.
Okay, what is that subscription and what is it for? And I'm considering that a mandated requirement because it is, you need it for TFM, I'm assuming.
What subscription are you?
The Navigraph thing?
Oh, yes. You have to have a Navigraph subscription too. Don't mind me. I'm so burned into this that I just go. Yes, you need to have Navigraph as well. So to put the list out, anyone or all of the PMDG airplanes, FS 2020 or 2024, preferably both, TFM, FSU IPC, and Navigraph. That's the minimum essentials.
Is FSU IPC free or paid?
So FSU IPC is free. There is a paid edition if you want to contribute. It does give you additional features that you can use, but TFM does not require them. Neither does Flight Simulator or any of the other apps that I just mentioned.
Daryl, are we going to put some links in for the recorded edition of this?
Yes, I will. Put
I'm assuming links will be in the
into-
description.
Yes, I will put links in the description. And before we go on, I want to talk about what Navigraph is.
That was literally my next question. Get
yeah.
out of my head. Out.
And
There was
you
no
guys
room
can
for you.
correct me if I am wrong. So Navigraph essentially provides you, and I'm not going to talk about the charts, even though it does provide charts. But Navigraph provides you with your navigational data, your waypoints, your runways, your frequencies for landing, takeoff, navigational equipment, things like that. So without Navigraph, you cannot fly.
Yes,
you can fly, but your data is going to be so old that it won't be accurate.
Yeah, matter of fact, we can even qualify the fact that Navigraph is essential for any flight sim software, accessible or not. The PMDG airplanes require them. First Officer 5 used to require it. It's optional for 2020 or 2024, but it's highly desirable to have because all of your add-ons in the flight sim data coming out of your simulator will be the same. And of course, TFM uses it for gates, runways, where am I feature, that type of stuff.
Now, there are two subscriptions available for Navigraph, one with charts and one without. I believe the one without charts is the cheaper of the two.
Yes, because the one without charts is like $10 a month. And the one with charts, I believe there's only an annual fee for that, and it's like $90. I think they raised the price.
Actually, the one with charts has two subscriptions. It is $10 or $85. The one without charts, which you kind of have to navigate around to find it, it's $45 a year.
Okay, make mention. Yes, make mention of too that this depends on your current currency and the conversion rates, because the last time I was charged for it, which was a couple of weeks ago, they charged me $100, and that was for that was for the charts, because when there was a point in time where they were deciding whether they wanted charts only or whether they wanted to offer both, and they had removed the nav data only for a while, so I could only sign up for charts at the time.
So the minimum subscription you require is the nav data subscription. You do not need the charts because I'm assuming TFM doesn't use them.
So TFM doesn't use their charts, so this is something for later, but TFM does have its own accessible charts.
Okay. I'm just scrolling my questions because a couple of these were covered.
Does anybody have? Let's take a moment and give anybody out there a chance to ask any questions.
Feel free to ask them via.
While he finds more questions to ask.
Feel free to ask them via Twitch or YouTube, whether you're whether you are watching us via Twitch or YouTube. Feel free to ask. For those listening to the recording, if you're watching this after the fact, either with the live stream or the edited YouTube video, how can they best submit questions?
So the best way to submit questions is to send an email at info@talkingflightmonitor.com. The direct email goes straight to me, and I will get to you as fast as I can. My turnaround time is usually 24 hours or sooner, but there may be a lapse on occasion.
I have a couple of questions about
At Seymoura 1861, are there README and walkthrough for once everything is downloaded for setup and learning to navigate the software and learn to fly?
Subscription.
So we just caught a question from from Samora on YouTube, and he asks if there's any documentation for after you for getting everything set up and ready to fly, and how you would go about flying?
That's a complex question. How do you go about flying? That right there is a complex question that we are trying to answer in documentation at this point. Right now, the existing documentation that we do have, you can find in TFM's help menu /documentation, and it will forward you to the website for that. Or you can go to docs, docs.talkingflightmonitor.com. It'll forward you to the same thing. Or you can click the link on our website, documentation, and it will also forward you there. Now,
At Rooktalon 3141, are you required to buy a
qualify
Navigraph
that,
subscription to fly?
we are in the process of modifying how we display our documentation. We, at this point, are working on a new help center on the website itself that puts things in books, chapters, articles format like the existing does, but one, it's integrated into the website, and two, we're hoping it'll be much easier to navigate through and understand. And for those who may be partially sighted and like large printouts, there's going to be print-friendly versions of that on the web in the help center. So we are working on trying to get all that stuff going, and hopefully in the new documentation that we have, there will be, say, how to get up and running, how to install this or that, or, you know, a sample flight, maybe something short, sweet, simple, to the point, just to give you the idea of what it might look like or feel like.
Rope Talon did ask, and I will go ahead and answer this one. Rope Talon, yes, a Navigraph subscription is a general requirement, not just for us, but for pretty much anybody who does this hobby. You have to have Navigraph, or your navigational data will not be up to date, and therefore your flying results will not be accurate.
As someone who has lots and lots and lots of friends in the piloting community, as well as who flight sim, navigational data is a requirement. We do have a lurker. I want to say a quick hello. He's not following. He's actually just texted me. I want to say hello to Citation Max. Welcome. Thank you for letting me know you're tuned in. Do me a favor and hit that follow button if you've got a minute. I know you're in the middle of doing things with the family and watching us on the big 42-inch TV screen.
Oh, cool. Yay.
Yeah, absolutely. we like that. So I want to.
He asks the question, as someone who does this from a sighted perspective, if I didn't know someone was blind, would I? Sorry, let me read the question again. As someone who is sighted, would I, if I wasn't told, know that there was a blind pilot flying if they're using the software you guys are discussing?
Absolutely not. You would not know. We've had VATSIM controllers, and Daryl can take care of what that, or you can take care of what VATSIM is really quick. But they don't even know unless you. Now, the one requirement, and I'll just put this here, one of the deficiencies of TFM at this point, you cannot taxi. You have to teleport, warp, or jump, whatever way you want to call it, from the gate to the runway after you do your taxi flow. Aside from that, no one has any idea at all. They would think you're a sighted pilot sitting right next to them.
And that is VATSIM is one of the human-ran online control simulation utilities. I used to use it all the time. I've become very good friends with a lot of VATSIM controllers in the region. Max, Citation Max. I'm calling you out, brother. He is one of the controllers in the New York Tricon on VATSIM.
Ah, okay.
So, he did not know I was blind until I came up on one of his Twitch streams and said, "Hey, I'm totally blind." He's like, "But you know all this thing, but you know all this
You
stuff about
you
flight
have to be
simulation."
yeah, you have to be kidding, right? Yeah.
That's
How
it.
in the
Hey,
world?
he's like, "What do you mean you're blind?" This is back when I was still flying with P3D V5, and then he's like, "But you do it so well. You do it better than some sighted people." I laughed at him.
Yep.
Because that sim is an optional thing you can do with when you're flying. Most of us use Say Intentions SAI for ATC just because then it gives you full ATC from start to finish.
Yep.
Questions have been posed. I'm looking down through my list of questions. Is there a trial for TFM? Do you have to pay for it, or can you get a trial to try before you buy?
There is no trial, so you would have to subscribe to it right off the bat. Now, the way you can do this if you want to try it, is to pay for a month and see what you think of it. And if it's 24 hours or more before your next renewal date and you're not interested or it's not for you, just cancel. And it won't charge you again. If you're interested and you still want to keep going, just let your auto renew go and off you go.
Is there for those who have, say, our students, are there discounts for students?
There are not, no.
I want to discuss the licensing, the prices for TFM. So
Yes.
there are two there are two subscription prices. One of them is $10 a month.
Yep.
And the other one is $100 a year, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're right. $10 a month, $100 a year, and that's U.S. currency.
I have read in places in this subscription world that we are now living in, a lot of people, some people have put forth the question, why does TFM that used to be free, why does it require a subscription, specifically a subscription?
Yes, so it requires a subscription because it's reoccurring money that helps it be sustainable for the future, i.e., we can plan new things out, make new features, cover expenses, all that good stuff.
Is there any other? Go ahead.
When you talk expenses, and this is a question that is probably going to come up at some point, when you talk expenses, what do you mean? Are you paying employees? What expenses?
So expenses that we have, there are server costs, there's bandwidth, there are website features that we have to pay for. People that are officially, quote, on staff, quote, that are helping and contributing at this point. They used to get a free copy of TFM for as long as they were doing contributions, but that will be going away in February. So that doesn't apply anymore. But that's pretty much the expenses. It also helps us to research if we have to buy airplanes, because sometimes when you're evaluating airplanes, the only way that is if you actually buy it. And then what happens if it doesn't work? You just bought an airplane that sits on the shelf and you can't use it anymore. PMDG, if we were to go and buy all of the 77s and all the 37s that were available, that right there is going to be well over $300 or $400. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have in terms of expenses that the subscription covers.
Benefits of your... Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Okay.
you go ahead.
So, of course, you get access to TFM. That's a benefit of the subscription. Are there any other benefits that come with that subscription?
So I can't reveal it right now. I can't reveal it at this point, but there are some features that are inside of TFM that will be coming at some point within. I, I can't put a time frame on it, but there are some, yeah, there are some features that will be coming at some point that will be a benefit. That's not, say, completely directly linked to TFM in one sense, but it is in another sense. Yeah, that's what I can say at this point.
Are you going to be working on other types of aircraft, i.e., something like an Airbus aircraft, or maybe even someone may want to fly a general aviation aircraft? Is there going to be talk of supporting any of those types of aircraft?
So it's in the plans. We do have it on the table. We actually have first officer on the table right now. So we're looking into that and actually working on that. As far as an Airbus goes, some of it's going to depend on what we have access to, what we don't have access to, and if it's going to give people a consistent or equal span of what they can do with their sighted counterparts. I mean, because thing is right, you need the FMC. So if the FMC or the EFB is not usable, and you have to have a sighted person help you set up your EFB or load in your flight plan fuel or whatever, or click in different places depending on what's going on, that's a mandated requirement. That's going to be difficult to implement and not require some sighted help to do it, because the whole goal of TFM, anything and everything that TFM touches should be able to be done by someone who cannot see without sighted help, and also be at the level of their sighted counterparts. So again, the FedEx is like 70 something dollars, so $100 for another package that they have. So uh, again, the part of the subscription fee that you pay helps cover that, so we can actually evaluate whether or not it's going to be a feasible thing or not. But as far as general aviation is concerned, we also have that on in the queue to look at. It will definitely be doable. It's just when can we get to it at this point?
What can we expect in the first quarter of 2020? Is there anything major you can talk about coming in the first quarter of 2026?
So in the first quarter of 2026, one of the things that we have done is we have disbanded, and it's in our terms of service and our privacy policy that we just updated. But preview, the actual official preview program is going away, and it will no longer exist. The reason why is because it will be self-select. In other words, TFM comes out and it's got some preview features. You want to look at it. So you will be able to go into settings, go to the preview features section, check the box for the preview features you want to install or you want to activate, uncheck the boxes for the ones you don't want to have active. And so it self-selects. So then you can choose whether you want to be involved in a preview feature or not. And it's not the entirety of TFM, it's only that particular feature. So it's kind of like JAWS in its early adopter program.
Can you explain for those who may not have known how the original program worked and why the development team found that program insufficient?
Can you clarify what you're talking about?
The original preview process.
Oh, yeah. So the original preview process basically was applications, so what we would do is we would take applications for people for a period of time, and then after that application window closed, then we would evaluate each application that was turned in to see if they quote qualified quote for preview, and which people we thought qualified for preview, we would then notify them, set them all up in all of our systems for reporting bugs, and we would switch their subscriptions and their license keys over to a preview edition of TFM. We would reduce their cost from, say, $10 a month to $7.99 a month as a thank you to say, you know, uh, for contributing their feedback. And then so we would put them in a WhatsApp group, and we would then develop features. We would put out preview releases. They would test it. They would play around with it, kick the tires, give us feedback if there are any. And then after a period of time, when we thought that feature was finished, we would then release it to the public. And then we would end the preview cycle, and it would just start over and over and over, depending on what we're doing and how much stuff we're working on. But it was usually targeted. For an example, the 77 was a cycle by itself. The 37 was another cycle by itself. The licensing server, all that stuff was a preview feature, all of it.
At Seymour 1861, do these programs
And
work better with
so,
JAWS or NVDA?
it's getting tiring, say having to switch 4 or 5 people's stuff over to preview, then switching it back and determining who's on an annual plan. Because what we did is, for those who had annual plans, we would not charge them for the preview because they already paid for a year. So there's no point in charging them any extra. For the monthly people, we just decreased their price to $7.99 a month. And then to manage all of that, switch it all back when the preview's done, make sure everything is set the way it's supposed to be. And yeah, it's just too complicated. So the new format is we just put features out, say, hey, if you want to turn this on, go into settings, go to preview features, check the box, hit OK. Next time you restart TFM, it'll be active. If you don't like it anymore, or it's disturbing your current workflow in production, let's say, then just go into settings, turn it off, restart TFM, and you're good to go.
At Seymour 1861,
So yeah,
is there a group, Discord, WhatsApp for users?
Complicated. So we decided this is this is what's going to happen.
So we have 2 questions that just came in through the YouTube. One, what screen readers does TFM work with, and are there any drawbacks to using either one? And 2, is there a WhatsApp, a Discord, or anything like that users can join to learn more about TFM and discuss things?
All right, so the first part of the question was, what screen readers does TFM work with, and what are the drawbacks, if any, of each one? So TFM works with JAWS and NVDA. That I am aware of, there are no drawbacks with NVDA, but there is a drawback with JAWS. And this is more natively a JAWS thing than a TFM thing. So it's difficult to even use JAWS with 2020, Simulator 2020, just by itself, because JAWS traps all of the hotkeys, including the arrows, where NVDA does not. And so what tends to happen is, when you're on the welcome screen, when you're in NVDA, you can just hit left, right arrow, control, left arrow, control, right arrow, whatever you want for navigation, and it'll just do it, because NVDA passes it on. JAWS, on the other hand, if you try to use left and right arrow, it just says blank, 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 because JAWS intercepts all of the keys, including the arrow keys, numpad, and the inverted T arrows. So it's difficult to use that way. But as far as TFM itself is concerned, the drawback with that is that you have to use SAPI as your primary speech output in TFM. And TFM doesn't like that idea very well. Well, I should say the humans don't, because there is no way to stop speech. All right, because when you hit control, you're in NVDA or JAWS is babbling along and you don't want them to say anything anymore. You just hit control and it stops right where your current cursor position happened to be at the time. SAPI 5 doesn't work that way. First of all, if you just press control, it just rambles on and on and on, doesn't do anything. But if you do implement the cancel speech, it doesn't literally cancel it and stop where where you currently were. It pauses the output. So let's say, for an example, battery on, GPU 1 on, GPU 2 on. All right, we'll stop there. All right, so JAWS and NVDA, battery on, GPU on, control. It does not announce GPU 2 because you canceled speech. You told it stop where you're at. And it picks up where it's off in the stream, maybe 50 controls later. Same thing with NVDA now. If you say battery on, GPU 1 on, GPU 2 on, if that stuff is coming up and you're using SAPI, let's say battery on, you hit control. If we were to implement that, it would stop. But then when you press control, say maybe a minute later, GPU 1 on, GPU 2 on, and it would just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And you could not stop it from saying what was already queued up to speak. So that's a drawback in terms of JAWS. Aside from the simulator thing and JAWS trapping arrow keys and the SAPI issue, that's the only drawback, really.
If I'm someone who is trying to learn how to fly without any additional add-ons for the first time, I get my plane up. I know how to get my plane up and get that going. What would be a good way for someone who wants to do that to actually get started? Is there documentation that would allow them to follow any guidance to get started?
So again, this falls back on the documentation and the getting started, this falls back on the documentation and the tutorial flights thing we were talking about before, where we're trying to work on getting some of that stuff easier to use, easier to navigate, and actually new content. Aside from that, good resources to be, if you don't want to read inaccessible flight deck manuals, if they even exist anymore. That part's difficult because you can look at YouTube videos, you can look at PMGG forums, you can look at Reddit, you can look at a whole bunch of different forums that people have, but they're all in the sighted world, right? They click here, click there, pull the overhead panel down, or shift your gaze up to the overhead, look for this, look for that icon. TFM doesn't have anything anywhere near close to that. because it's all keyboard driven, it's all standard Windows UI driven. So that leads back to tutorial flights and possibly easier to read and organize docs. But outside of that, I would say get used to what the controls are. This is one thing that you can do with mainstream resources. Get used to what the controls are and what they do. What does the battery do? What does ground power? What does the IRS system do? That type of, at least get familiar with the stuff. You don't have to know the intricate ways in which it works or how it works. You just need to know what it is and what the options are and what those options actually are used for. And then the go to infamous default PMDG checklists. Those are good. You can look over those to see what kind of a workflow is recommended. It's not something you absolutely must follow to a T, because other airlines have different ways that they start their airplanes up and shut them down. But it's a good thing to get started with, just to see how certain things are done, what the workflows are. We have those in our docs.
At Seymoura 1861, and the group,
format.
Discord, WhatsApp group,
At this
etc.
point, TFM also has them in the clipboard. So if you don't want to go to the website and look for them, and you don't want to have some PDF content, or you don't want to have some web content sitting there off on the side, and you want to feel more integrated like an actual pilot would be or a flight simmer would be, then pop open that clipboard, choose a PMDG default checklist, and it is all right there.
So again, the question was brought up, is there a WhatsApp or a Discord group that new pilots can join to get more information, to get assistance with getting started and things like that?
Yes. So the second part of that question, is there a community of blind pilots that already exists? There is. It's called BVI Pilots, a community on WhatsApp. I do not own that. I'm not affiliated with it. I am a member, but I'm not affiliated with it. I don't own it. I'm not any kind of an admin or anything. The person you would need to get a hold of is to join either Declan Webster or Josh Tubbs. I don't have. Yep, I don't have an email address or WhatsApp info. But
the WhatsApp link, I think I could pull the WhatsApp link for it.
Yeah, because
or
I don't know
can send it, and we can link it in the description of the video we put out later.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's open enrollment or if you have to request to join. If I remember, I think you have to request to join. And there's different groups in there. So like there's a new user Q&A group. There's a BVI veterans group for those who've been around for a long time or have a significant handle on how things are done and what to do.
Rinks one. Public link is on vpilots.net.
There is BVI Virtual, which is their airline that they have.
From Oryx, thank you for that. The public link for the community is on bvipilots.net, apparently.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Well, we learned something today.
I was today years old.
Yeah.
So does anybody out there, and that includes you, Stick Bear, because I know you had a list of questions. Does anybody out there have any more questions that they would like to throw out?
So I come from the old days of, I'm going to make Andy squirm. I come from the old days of FS Tramp. I will not call it what I called it during pre-checks earlier.
Bull bleep? Is it bull bleep?
FS Meep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't put that there, folks.
FS
Yeah.
Beep.
Yep.
What of for those who don't know, you used FS Tramp to do things like set your ILS and do all of that sort of thing. ILS, runaway jumps. If you got told by VATSIM, go proceed direct, Wawa, for example. That's just a random thing I pulled out of my butt.
Yeah.
How much of that has been integrated into TFM?
Okay, so you can jump to runways, you can jump the gates. This is native in TFM, so you can jump the runways, jump the gates. You can set your ILS through the nav radios and using TFM's ILS tracking features, which I think are pretty cool. You can also a new feature which has been put out to the public called Procedures Viewer. So for those who have subscriptions, and for those who might not yet, if you go to Tools, then go to Procedures Viewer, you can actually look up your SIDS and stars. And in the event that you're looking up a star, which is an arrival routine into the airport, you can link your approach to that particular arrival routine, and you can see what it takes from your transition, if one's available, all the way down to the runway. And this is what it looks like. So that, referring back to when we were talking about charts, there's your accessible charts. Because charts do the same thing, the only difference is they're visual in a table and has a graph that shows you your flight path. Well, TFM can't do that per se, but it does have the procedures viewer out there.
Let's say a controller says United 1491, descend and maintain 4,000, cross Moxie, at and maintain 4,250 knots. Is that
Okay.
something that, because we back in the old back when I was young? Oh,
Yeah, back when I was
you could not do that.
yes, with the help of PMDG and their grateful help working with us to get the FMC up and running. As far as way back when, this is still back in the old P3D days, but we had requested that they put the FMC into their SDK, and they actually did. And then we asked for the 77, they actually did. But anyhow, as far as that request is concerned, then what you would do is you would go into your legs page and you would put those directions in there, and you would line select it to the waypoint that you wanted, and there you go. Your airplane would just automatically understand that's what it's supposed to do, and it would do it.
So no more telling the poor controller unable must continue complete ILS.
Yes.
Controllers used to hate that.
Yep.
Yep. I could tell horror stories about controllers getting mad at me for basically telling them I'm unable.
Yeah, but now you can do it because the way that because TFM it mimics the onboard computer, so it's still in its standalone outer process part of TFM, but when you bring it up, you can perform the exact same functions in it that any sighted person would do, identically the same way that a sighted person would do. In that particular sense, obviously the keyboard commands and things like that would be a little different, but the whole the whole root of it all is you can still go to your waypoint, put those instructions in, and your airplane would comply if it's possible to do.
So, a question that we have not addressed yet is what hardware would a person need to fly these planes? What hardware requirements, if any, would a pilot need to fly these planes?
You want the minimum?
Yeah, minimum requirements.
A keyboard that has arrows.
I mean, well,
Okay. Okay, you did walk into that one.
I walked into that one, but I was asking in general for everybody else because there are people who use flight sticks, there are people who use controllers. I use a controller myself.
There are people that have just straight
Can
keyboard.
you actually fly this thing with a keyboard? Has that been proven, or?
It's been proven. Yeah, you can fly with keyboard. It's difficult to do, but
I used to do it.
But you can do it because your nose up and nose down is the arrow keys.
On the number pad, correct?
No, on
No.
the inverted T.
No, the inverted T.
So if you press the down arrow key, this is backwards. If you press the down arrow key, nose up. If you press the up arrow key, nose down.
Okay, so I did walk into that, but I also wanted to make sure that there was not because the subscriptions can get expensive, and then when you talk flight sticks and everything, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yep.
Those things can cost anywhere from $50 to I've seen
There's-
ones that cost $300-400.
I've seen flight sticks and flight sim setups that cost $1,000.
Yeah, I've seen some at Expo that cost $6,000-7,000. This is just the yoke and the throttle and a couple of other things. Yeah, $6,000 or $7,000.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so it just depends on what you're looking for, why you're looking for it, and to what extent do you want to pay out.
This hobby can get expensive real quick.
Yes,
I should
it can.
know.
It can.
Yep. So like my setup is an old Rustmaster Toyotas.
Oh my god, you saw the thing?
Yep. It cost me $100 when I bought it like 3 years ago, and it's still in like 100% brand new condition.
Yeah, are there,
Jesse
are
of
there,
123. Wow, that is expensive.
Didn't
6,000?
Stick
Yes.
there have a
Yeah,
load of
6,000.
questions?
So the next question I'm gonna go into a bit of an advanced topic because this has come up. A lot of my sighted pilot friends ask this question of me. If we decide to, like, say I decide to take a sighted, co-pilot friend and we decide to run a group flight,
Mm-hmm.
will the sighted person notice a difference? Like if the sighted person makes a change, say, they take over control because you need to step away to go to the can or what have you, and they make a change in the aircraft and, whatever that change is, whether it's an altitude change, a heading change, will TFM reflect those changes?
Yes. It does, as long as this network component that y'all are using is accurate, fast, and works right.
What are the now we talked keyboard. What are the, let's talk RAM, CPU, GPU, and hard disk space. I'm running a Ryzen 7 at the moment. But let's say someone is running, those mini PCs you can get for like $400. So someone decides to run one of those mini PCs you can get for $400, and they're like, I want to get into flight sim. I want to do it right now. Would something like that run the flight sim software would it be?
It depends on what kind of hardware it has. So talking hardware, all right, the absolute 100% bare minimum. This includes the requirements for 2020/2024 TFM, your screen reader, all of the other add-ons and all that stuff that you may have going at the same time. So the bare minimum is 16 gigs of memory, about 500 to 600 gigs of hard drive space, at least a minimum of an i5 quad core, and a minimum of 8 gigs of dedicated video memory. Now, it's always recommended to go more and higher than what the minimum specs are. So what's recommended is 32 gigs of, at a minimum, the recommended is 32 gigs of memory, at least a 2 terabyte hard drive, preferably an i7 at a minimum, but an i9, Ryzen 9 would be the best. And I think 8 gigs of memory is for video is okay, but you might even see better performance if you up it to 12, especially if you're going to do higher ultra for your graphics. If you do low graphics, or let's say you put it on the lowest setting, then you can get away with 8 gigs of dedicated video memory.
Now, this day and age, people
Jesse
are
at
running.
123, and if it is an NVMe drive, the better.
Yes, Jesse says if it's an NVMe drive, it's better. You are correct in that respect.
Yeah.
Now, some of us run. We have external hard drives that we need to use. They're not NVMe. Can you run something like FS 2020, put its data on an external hard drive because you don't have the internal storage?
Yes, as long as you have USB 3 or higher and an SSD. Yes, I did it for about a year. Works just fine.
Okay, so it has to be an external SSD. It can't be a spinning drive.
No, it cannot be a platter. I mean, it could be a platter because I have a 12 terabyte platter drive that I use for some of my long-term backups. I had it on there at one point. It ran just fine, but it's always better if it's an SSD.
With the way SSD prices are going right now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. That's
RAM and SSDs.
people might revert to the platter drives.
Yeah, that would be really interesting if a platter drive made a comeback.
You never know.
So, for everybody who is still here, I just want to ask
Jesse at 123. Wow, you ran the sim
Didn't
off a
somebody
platter
have a
drive.
list of questions? I don't know if we got to them or not.
I'm looking down. We've covered a lot of the questions we've talked about. A lot of the questions have been covered, as we continue discussing. I'm just scrolling down my list here to see.
Anybody out there in the audience have any questions while he's scrolling?
Because I thought somebody had posted up that they had questions, and I don't know if we ever really
we
got to them.
We addressed the Discord. We addressed Brooke's question earlier. We've so far addressed all of them, I believe.
Yeah, because there was somebody in particular, and I don't remember who it was, that at some point, somebody had said, yeah, I see your list of questions, but let's get through some of these other ones
A Rinks
first.
1. I ran the sim on a platter drive and Intel graphics card. Can't do that now.
That had the questions.
Jesse at 123. Will we be giving a demo of how all of this works in concept?
Jesse's asking about concept demos.
Concept demos.
Yeah.
In other words, they want a demonstration, and they want a demonstration flight from start to finish, completely manual, no first officer, no clicking the the EFB to get the sim data or to get the sim brief data. None of that. The thing about doing that tonight is
So to do
it's
something, it would take forever. So like if you did a 1 hour flight, you're talking about to explain how things are done, what to do, how to do it, instead of just whipping through it and going through it all on your own and saying, well, there we press the power button, or there we put our flaps up, or whatever.
Jesse up
1 hour flight
123.
could turn
I am
into a
not saying
4 hour
this for me,
demo.
it is for people that are new in this.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
We talked about that prior to the stream.
I didn't. Yeah.
We'd need at least 2 hours. If you're gonna run an hour flight, we need at least 2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely doable for sure.
Absolutely
but,
doable.
But you know, you need the time.
I will be willing. I am more than willing to do it, but it will take some time.
I have honestly a lot of the questions we've covered covered a lot of the questions I had written down. We've covered a lot of everything I've got. I've got no further questions at this point. Anyone else in the audience, YouTube, Twitch, anyone have any other further questions? Because it is only 8:56, and I mean, we're a little earlier than I expected us to go. Honestly, I expected us to be here a little longer doing Q&A.
Which is fine. I mean, if if you think of something that's not been covered, or if Daryl thinks of something that's not been covered, something pops into your head, then
I just don't think that trying to demonstrate a full-fledged flight at this time, because we'd be here until midnight, more than likely. If you take into account checklists and power-ups and all that.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not thinking of like a demo flight. I'm thinking of like things to cover, like, somebody might have a question about this or that. There is one thing I wanted to bring up. The new support portal is now live and online for those who have subscriptions.
Yeah, let's talk about that support portal for a bit.
Yeah, okay. So the support portal, the way it used to go is we used to have this thing called the OS ticket. And you would go to support.talkingflightmonitor.com and it would say sign in. So you would attempt to put your store sign in and it would say this does not exist. And it would then harass you about creating an account. Well, so you could create your account there and you could use the same username and password you used for the store. But now your username and password is stored in 2 different locations with 2 different security models. And if you change your password in one and you wanted to keep them the same, but you forgot to change your password in the other, then you get all confused and lost and all that stuff. And in the event that you do, you get into the old OS ticket system, right? And you go to fill out a ticket and you have this big old huge long laundry list of things that it wants you to fill out. You have to fill out a profile, you have to give it your email address of a whole bunch of stuff. It asks you about what is your subscription number, which, okay, if you're unfamiliar with that type of stuff, you might not even know or not even know where to go find it. It would ask you, where does this supposed to go? Is it supposed to go to billing or support or whatever? And it's going to ask you a whole bunch of other questions. And it's going to finally get to the whole point. What is your problem? Tell us what your problem is. Well, from what I've heard is that whole text box, that rich editor, isn't 100% completely accessible. You can do it, but kind of a weird thing to get into and navigate, but and then of course, you submit your ticket, it would give us an email, someone would answer it, and they would have to go through, they'd have to find your ticket. Okay, no big deal. And then we'd have to go through the same whole process of answering it, finding this thread, finding the edit box to put things in, whole bunch of things that's not necessarily relevant to what we want to use, but we can't remove. So we created our own support portal. So it's talkingflightmonitor.com/my-account/support. And that's SUPPORT. And so when you go there, initially, it's going to have a view that's supposed to show you your list of tickets. There's going to be a button that says create a ticket, but there'll also be a link that says no tickets found, create your first one. All right, so when you go say, I want a new ticket. So you press the new ticket button, it pops up a nice little streamlined form. It says, give us a summary of your problem. It's like a subject to an email that you're going to send to someone. It has you choose your subscription that you're asking the question about, and it has different things in there, like what type of problem are you having, billing or pre-sales, general question, tech support, a couple other ones. And then it's going to have you choose your simulator you're using, choose the airplane that you're using, and only the ones that we support officially are listed. And then it's going to have you upload your logs and give a more detailed version of what's going on. And then you hit send, and if you fill out all of the requirements, like all the required fields, it will happily send it along and say, you have successfully submitted your ticket. And so process will be the same. It'll send us an email saying that you filed the ticket. Then we will go in, we'll reply to it. You'll get an email notification saying that we replied, and you can just go follow the link that that email gives you, and it will bring up the conversation. Now, the nice thing about this has a conversation view, so you can see what was said in the past, who said it, all that good stuff. And then you can put your reply right below it and hit submit. You're good to go. And if you think that the ticket is resolved, then you can request that it be closed, and off you go. And that's pretty much basically what the new support portal is. And the nice thing about this is it gives us on our end, when you choose subscription number, it gives us your license key, it gives us your username, it gives us all of the relevant stuff about your account that we would need in order to look you up in the system so we know who exactly we're talking about.
Talking about subscriptions, this is one thing that I just thought about. If someone decides, because they want to gift a subscription to someone, is this possible?
It is, yes. Entirely possible. You can gift a year, you can gift a month by month subscriptions. So basically what it is it will charge you for the price, and it will send the details to the person you're sending the gift to. The only catch is that you will need to give the license key that the system gives you to the person you gifted it to, because the thing that we use for license keys doesn't support gifting. So it's only going to give the person who initially purchased it the license key. But other than that, yes, we've already had someone gift someone and they're happy with it.
Now, if they gift a monthly subscription, is that an auto-renewing gift, or is it a single-month purchase?
No, it's an auto-renewing, so it'd be just like you signed up for a month-by-month subscription. The only difference is they have access to the subscription itself, not you. So basically, it'll send you the license key. It'll send you the license key, but it will send them the subscription itself. So you have to give that particular person the license key. But yeah, if you say I want a monthly subscription, I'm going to gift it to somebody, then you're charged every month until you cancel it, or until they cancel it, I should say.
Can you, let's say, I'll pick on Daryl because picking on Daryl is fun. If I decide to gift, see, Daryl already has a subscription, and Stick Bear says, Vol has a subscription, and Stick Bear says Stick Bear wants to give Daryl an extension to his current subscription. Is this possible?
So what do you mean?
So Vol has a subscription that expires February 1st. Stick Bear says, "Hey Vol, I know you're having some issues. I'd like to help you out for, going forward. Would I have to buy a new subscription and then and would that extend his current subscription, or would it be a whole new license key and subscription?"
It would be a whole new license key. So basically, if you're like, okay, Daryl, I know you're having some financial problems. I want to help you out for a while. Then you would have to gift a subscription to him, and he would have to cancel the one he currently has, or let it run out. But he would have to cancel it first.
Okay.
So he cancels it, you gift it, and then they won't be, they would be, the license key activations would be overlapping slightly, but the one that you give to him would be the current.
Okay. And say, for example, I don't mind paying for Daryl's subscription, and I say to myself, hey, I want to get my own subscription. Will it get mad if I buy my own subscription?
No. Okay. No. Because you can buy as many as you want.
Okay, and I'm assuming the shop or however you subscribe specifically will clarify, is it a gift or is it not a gift?
Yes, because when you go through the checkout process, it's going to ask, there's a checkbox that says this is a gift. And if it is a gift, then what you do is it's going to ask you, what is this person's email address or username? So if they're in the system already and you give them that email address or username, it will know who you're talking about. And if they are not currently a subscriber or have an account with the store, it will send them an email inviting them, saying, hey, so-and-so is gift talking flight monitor to you, monthly subscription, go here to claim it. And it will take them through the process of setting up their store account, claiming their gift, and all that kind of stuff. And then once that happens, then you just give them the license key.
So claiming the gift, does the gift claiming process ask for the license key?
It does not, no.
Okay, that's a whole separate system.
Yeah.
Okay. So he'd have, whoever I'm gifting to would claim the subscription, and then they'd have to go somewhere else to put in their key.
Well, so no. Basically, what would happen is they would claim their subscription. You would give them their license key because you own it, so you have to give it to them. Then what they would do is they would fire up TFM. They downloaded it if they hadn't already. They'd fire up TFM. They'd put that license key in there. They'd put their activation key in, or it's their account key now. It used to be called the API key, but they'd go put that in there from their account, and it would activate.
And that would link the license key to their account.
And it would link the license key to their account.
Okay, that was my concern. Is there a way to link a license key to the account so that you guys know, hey, this is a valid gift subscription?
Yeah, the system will automatically know.
Okay, and then me as the owner of said key, if we ever need to switch it out, they have to be the ones to cancel that subscription. You can't, as the owner, do that.
You can't. So Okay, so like if you gifted Daryl the subscription, you own the license key. He would either have to ask you for it or you would have to provide it to him. Once he activates it, then you still own it, but he has the subscription. So the person that would cancel it would be him. He would
Okay.
cancel his subscription.
Okay. And then that would notify me, hey, this person has canceled the subscription.
Right.
Okay. Makes sense. So if I have an account, let's say, for example, I then decide I'm going to get my own key as well, I cannot see his subscription in my account even though I bought it.
Right.
Okay.
So it is, just to keep an eye on things, it is 10 minutes after 9. If there are not any more questions at this time, I would at least like to end the recording and those things.
Come on, people, pop the questions out.
Yeah, we've got put those questions in those chat boxes.
Yep, bring it up, bring it up.
And we have covered a lot of material today.
Yep. That we have. Oh, the other thing I wanted to cover, I just mentioned, talking about support tickets and all that stuff. If you go to my account, this is for people who have an account and in the store. There, if you go to the communications tab of your account, there are different options there for support. You can turn off your support notifications or turn them on if you want. There's also a checkbox in there for TFM announcements and updates. If you want to get those, make sure the box is checked. If you don't want to get them, make sure the box is not checked. And hit the save button, and your preferences will be honored in that sense. So I just figured I would bring that part up, because I know people are there's a high concern for people wanting to know, how does TFM deal with privacy and my preferences, and I don't want to get all of the spam and all this stuff. So I figured I'd put it out there. The only things that you are required to get is notifications about your account, password changes, orders, renewals, payment failures, payment notification changes in payments. Like if you change your credit card, the system will send you a thing saying you've successfully changed your credit card, or there's a problem with it, or that type of stuff, or your credit card is about to expire. Make sure you keep it up to date. All that type of stuff. All that stuff is mandated. You cannot turn it off. But things like TFM updates, well, here's a new feature that's coming out soon. Let me describe it. That type of thing. You can turn those off if you don't want those.
Well, if there are not any more questions, I want to thank all of you for participating and for listening to this live stream. I'd like to thank Stick Bear for bringing the entire Q&A list, it seems, with him. I want to thank Mr. Andy Borka for his time in coming to this live Q&A. And this is definitely a turnaround from what we usually do, and since it was requested, I will at some point do a live concept flight. Not a live concept flight, but I will put a video together that shows everything. It just will take some time.
Yep, how to get things done and all that good stuff.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and end the recording here. And we'll also go ahead and end the stream.
Stop recording. Remote recording style.
The lovely Coziest Koala 306.
That's me.
This is Vol for Life
Ops 32.0.4
8657.
profile.
And we are Pause Together Gaming.
Start virtual.
Good night, everybody.
Start recording. Stop.